Oh, we're still going live somehow. Oh, now we're live. All right. So, cueing the music. There it is. The Random Kristian Show. I am Kristian. In the dark corner over there, that's Lyle producing the show. On the other end of this phone is Matthew. Hello, Matthew.
Hello.
What's up, dude?
Not a whole lot.
All right. Well, that's good. And we are, we're knee deep into what I like to call the week, as we like to say. It's hump day. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Today's Wednesday. Yeah. Hump day. Okay. There we go. And
yeah. And what a hump day it
is. And Matt is highly enthused about hump day. Matt, if you were a camel, you would be, a one small hump camel.
One hump camel.
Well, just a small hump, because
a dromedary.
Oh, listen to Mr. Fancy Woods over there.
I don't know if that's actually the one humper or the two humper.
Okay, really?
and I don't know if that's how camels are referred to as one humper.
I guess it depends on how horny they are.
They should be.
Well, they should be. Yes. I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that we think should be, and are they? No. But in our world,
should be, though.
Yeah, they should be. Yeah.
Because if someone goes, "Hey, man, I saw a camel," and you go, "Oh, was it a one humper or a two humper?"
And they don't know.
And they're like, "Oh, it was just a camel, as far as I know."
It was just spitting on people and making a mess.
I didn't ask it about its sex life.
Right. How horny was your camel? Well, it was a two humper, so.
Wasn't that an old movie? How horny was your camel?
Yeah, I think with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
Anyway. Hey.
Let me tell you about my camel.
Who was that supposed to be?
I think it was Bob Hope, maybe a drunk Bing Crosby imitating Bob Hope.
Okay, the second one I can see.
Yeah. See, now that's the way it should be. So there we go. And there goes Ireland. All right. So, and yes, welcome our international audience. Thank you so much for listening in, Germany and Jamaica and Ireland. The rest of you continents and countries, let's start picking up the pace a little bit. Okay, boom. Into what our topic of the week is. We're not going to talk about coronavirus, or we're not going to talk about what else did we agree we weren't going to talk about? I don't know.
Politics.
Oh yeah, politics and riots.
Riots.
Yeah, we're not going to. Murder hornets are really passe, so we're not going to talk about them anymore. And then we're miss, not murder hornets.
I have not heard about the murder hornets since that first week I heard about murder hornets.
Right. So yeah. See, I took care of that.
Meh.
I
remember.
I renamed them, and what happened? Everybody lost interest.
That's right.
Yeah, Captain Boredom sets in. All right. So in the meantime, people are being, killed and dismembered by murder hornets or MEHs, MEHs.
Nah, whatever.
Yes.
My problem, man.
Right. So we were going to talk about things in our neighborhood. And the fact that Matt's a shut-in, pretty much, at least for this past week. So
I have not left the house since Saturday.
Yeah, dude, that's kind of awesome. I mean, really, if you think about it,
it's not bad. I'm not complaining. When I am not complaining.
Oh.
But I did get a new camera. And, but I'm waiting for FedEx to deliver today, hopefully. They claim it'll be here today. A strap for it, a hand strap. Because I don't like the neck straps.
Okay.
Like unless I'm out somewhere where like I need my hands free, I prefer the hand strap. You know, because why not? It's just.
There are
right there.
So many obscene jokes I could be making right now.
And you're not. Yeah. We'll give you some time.
Yeah.
So hopefully that hand strap will get here, and then that'll get me out and about with my new camera. Go playing with it.
Nice.
This one does video.
Ooh, the video for hand straps and shut-ins.
That's right.
Mm.
That's also the name of my new EP coming out.
On the Gibbace.
On the Gibbace.
Yeah.
The old Git Fiddle.
Yeah, the Git Fiddle. That's what it was. That's right. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Matt invented a guitar fiddle bass.
I didn't invent it.
I think you did.
I didn't. I bought it, and it says the Git Fiddle on it.
Okay.
I didn't invent that.
I was just trying to give you credit where credit was due because you discovered it. So we're going with that, Matt.
I learned how to read.
My education finally paid off.
Finally.
Okay, so just because I Googled music for shut-ins, and there's actually there's a category. I really am kind of in awe here. So I'm going to click on one of them because, yeah, there's several different versions. This is music for shut-ins. Can you hear it?
I can hear it.
It's kind of disturbing. This isn't even music. This reminds me of when I was working in alternative radio at KSJS. When I first started out in radio, dude, we would get stuff like this kind of music. And, well, I don't consider this music. This is somebody banging on a washing machine, it sounds like, while it's running. Oh, no, there's a synthesizer. Okay, here we go. So the tension's building. I'm getting to it. You hear it?
I hear it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to do something.
Yeah, I'm going to crank it up just a little bit. Thank you, Lyle. I'm going to crank it up. Lyle's going to crank it up. Okay, so you're hearing the washing machine, right? Like there's a tin.
But you know it doesn't come through the phone all that great.
Yeah, I know. Well, modern technology. So it sounds like a tennis shoe in a washing machine with somebody twanging a string. And yeah, this is just stupid. So anyway, it reminds me of early college radio days when I was at KSJS, and we would get stuff like this, and it would last for 5 minutes. And it's part of the playlist, and you have to play it, and you're stuck there. And I'm not sure why.
I agree with you. It sounds like when I'm flipping through the radio stations in the car, and you're like, oh, what's on KCPR? That's our
Yep.
And Bird Dog Radio. Shout out to KCPR there.
There you go.
Great station, all kinds of weird new music that but every once in a while, you'll hear something like this, and you're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I have to wash that out of my brain with some classic rock.
Yep, and so
I need to hear some Van Halen or something. Good Van Halen.
Yeah. So yeah, we're okay. Yeah, I'm really, really, really done with this. How is that music for? How I don't understand how that works. I mean, how?
So I'm looking. Was that off a compilation album?
I guess
because I'm seeing there's a
various artists music for shut-ins released 2015. That's just sad. Okay, so here's another one. Here's another. This should be interesting. It's a guy with a banjo. Can you hear this?
I can't hear that. God. Is there a dog barking?
There was something. Something was going on.
Barking.
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh. Lyle, get it cranked up. There we go.
Are they recording me in my shower?
In front of dogs and cats and other members of
He's
the
got a
family.
dog chewing on a squeaker.
Trout Lake, Washington. This is a show that we conceived where it just goes live to tape.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
Because,
live to tape.
Just don't care. So, any mistakes or otherwise are going to be in there. You can live with it. So, Trout Lake, Washington is a small town up near Mount Adams.
Trout Lake, Washington is where this music from Shutins is being recorded from.
COVID-19.
Wow.
Oh, this is a COVID. So this is current March 28th.
Here's a little song about it.
Well, apparently this guy didn't know that there was wow.
Yeah.
That's very banjo-y.
He's banjoing. That's all it is. Him and his banjo and his dog squeaking the squeaky toy.
Don't need no part now that's breaking rocks with a 9-pound hammer. Ain't gonna blow my mind and lose my soul. I wanna be with the grit and the thick is contagious. Oh yes indeed. I think the girl my
Okay, I think I'm about done with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, here's I don't dislike the banjo.
No.
I'm not a super fan of the banjo.
No. Yeah.
But that wasn't too bad for banjo music.
And a guy all by himself with a dog chewing his squeaky toy. So how about this one? And I know this is just awesome entertainment, but I'm intrigued. This is a band called the Cave Dogs. Just like it sounds, Cave Dogs. Joyrides for Shut-ins from 1990.
Joyrides.
And let's see what it says here. Let's see what it plays, I guess. Okay, so not a great recording, obviously, and
No.
it's a threesome, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure it sounds better somehow, somewhere.
I don't know who these guys are or anything, but that chord progression's a little
Things seem awkward, don't they? Like it's like their timing's off. They're not in sync with each other.
maybe they were all in different rooms.
Maybe. Well, this is from the 90s, so they should have been recording too. There was no COVID back then.
The COVID.
The dreaded COVID. And you know what? Okay. So we're done with the Cave Dogs and music for Shut-ins because they're boring me. All right. So here's a thing. Yeah, I know. I'm really nice. I'm sure they did a great job, and thank you, Cave Dogs, for making that album. That song was called Tater Country, by the way, so you can Google it and YouTube it, whatever you want to do.
And that band back in the 90s, I believe they had a pretty loyal little small following.
Yeah, probably their parents and friends. I'm thinking that hung out by the garage when they were recording this. So, and
somehow they're gonna find out that you played that, and
we could make them a huge hit.
Having our fun with them, and you're gonna get angry comments.
Or I start a revival of the Cave Dogs, and they go back out on tour.
We're the best band ever,
dude.
Jerks.
The Cave Dogs. Just too bad they broke up because of the infighting and the hatred of each other. So here's another song by the Cave Dogs. Let's just check it out real quick. Okay. Slow build. This one sounds like it's recorded a little better. It's called Leave Me Alone, so perfect for shut-ins.
Yeah.
All right, we'll just let that play in the background while we discuss.
Oh, they were a power pop band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there we go.
Let's see.
Very beat driven and yeah. So anyway, the Cave Dogs, they're getting huge. They're coming back. And we were the first to bring it to you. So there you go. And apparently not as huge in Ireland as they are in Germany. So Germany, you know, come on, let's pick up the pace. So Matt, we're talking about things.
They claim, and someone claims on their Wikipedia page that they were an important band on the Boston scene.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
So they're from freaking Boston. Yeah.
Possibly.
Somewhere out in Mass.
Ed Stasium produced Joyrides for Shut-ins.
Who?
Ed Stasium.
Oh, Ed. Ed's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And he's a partier. In fact, Lyle knows that. Lyle knows Ed. He's like giving me the thumbs up and something about heroin. So, which was big in the 90s. So, could very well be. And, you know, they probably partied together, didn't you? Yeah, you sick bastard. Is that when you first came across? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then you ended up out in California on a bad heroin trip. Okay, well, there you go. Lyle's a partying madman from across the pond there, and that's how he trekked his way across the U.S., was strung out on heroin and ended up in my studios. So, and I haven't gotten rid of him since. So there we go.
And the worst part is he doesn't even clean up after himself.
No, he doesn't. And he screws up soundboards. So.
What a jerk.
Yeah, it's a jackhole. All right.
Okay, that song, Leave Me Alone, and this is the last Cave Dogs thing I'm going to talk about here.
Okay.
The year was 1990. It made all the way up to number 17 on the U.S. Modern Rock chart.
Hey, not bad. I mean, this isn't a bad sounding song, to be honest.
No.
I mean, it's not great, but I mean, I could listen to it again.
But it was
about a week.
90s.
Yeah. So we'd have to build a Wayback Machine to catch them in their heyday.
But I wonder if they're one of those bands that, like, live, you're just like, oh, these guys are great.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean,
it's like with Kiss. Like, apparently Kiss is awesome live.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know that from any of their albums.
Except Kiss Live.
I'm not a Kiss fan.
Yeah.
And I will take all the hate for that. Strutter. I do like that song.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
out of all Kiss songs that
out of all the Kiss songs, I do like that song.
Seriously. I mean, what about Dr. Love? They call me Dr. Love. No?
Okay, my problem with Kiss is you see the album covers, right?
Right.
I remember when I was a little kid, like probably like first grade or something like that, and this devil music, right? And you know, my friend's older brother had this record, and we were going to go listen to it. And you're expecting, you know, your face to be melted off and your ears to explode, and you throw it on, and you're like, this is weak. This is fucking weak. It's fucking weak, dude. I'm sorry. Even at 6, 7 years old, I'm sorry.
I had such high expectations for Kiss, and you're not doing it.
And ever since then, anytime you meet a new kid and you're like, oh, what do you like? He's like, I like Kiss, and you're like, you're an idiot. Those guys suck. That's just me, though.
What about like Detroit Rock City?
It's all right.
There it is. Lyle found it.
Weak.
See,
weak sauce.
I mean, out of This song?
But apparently live, they're incredible.
I don't know. I mean, I don't mind Kiss. And, I guess they were part of, rock and roll history, and that's great. Detroit Rock City, I mean, classic song.
But listen to it. I mean, it's got no...
No,
it's not hard. It doesn't hit. It doesn't make me want to go punch anything.
No, it's pop rock.
Oh, it's so pop.
I mean, seriously. And, I think... And like I said...
The Go-Go's have a better sound than these guys. But I love the Go-Go's, but...
All right, dude. Yeah, bring it down.
So...
Or just end it. Okay.
Our Lips Are Sealed is a much better song than that.
Well, okay.
It is, dude. That bass line alone on Our Lips Are Sealed just blows anything Kiss ever did away.
Oh, here we go.
That's my
Lyle's
opinion,
bringing up
and
another
it
one.
Sucks.
What is this? What are you doing, dude? Okay, Lyle's got something coming. There's something going on here.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It sounds like somebody washing dishes. What are we listening? What is this supposed? This is supposed to be Detroit Rock City. Okay. I don't know about that. Huh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's right. It's the beginning of the song. I forgot all about that. And see, what's with the long intro to this? I mean, wow. I mean, now we've got to listen to it just because, it's Detroit Rock City. But
Do we?
I don't know. Lyle, seriously, where is the song? Okay, I'm taking over the controls. Okay, here we go. There. Oh my gosh. It took almost 2 minutes to get to the actual song, and the song's only 5 minutes long. So it's really a 3-minute song. So basically...
like you said, it's a pop song.
No, but see, now this is a rockin' song. What do you think? It's way more rockin' than Strutter. But yeah, and their album covers. Yeah, I'm looking at. Okay, I'm googling stuff now. I'm looking at Kiss Destroyer.
Here's the thing. So that album came out. This song was a single in 1976. All right.
Right.
The Ramones, off their first album, released Blitzkrieg Bop.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
In 1976.
Okay. Right. Okay. And which?
And you know it's a better song?
Yeah. What?
Blitzkrieg Bop.
Well, yeah. Okay. We're looking for Blitzkrieg Bop. I got the controls. I'm doing it now. All right.
We're not. Let's go. Shoot him in the back now. Bam, bam. Oh, waka, waka, wham, bam,
because
bam,
it's awesome. Blitz. How do you spell Blitzkrieg? There it is. Blitzkrieg Bop. Okay, yeah, we're going to listen to that now.
So that album also has Let's Dance on it, a cover of Let's Dance. That's a great... the whole album is just way better than anything Kiss ever did.
Isn't it See, now this, yeah, you want to bang your head, you want to jump around, you want to, maybe punch somebody in the face. I don't know. But still, yeah.
Oh, come on. There's so many great songs on that album.
Off the Ramones? Oh, yeah, dude. I mean...
It's way better than Kiss.
Yeah. And you want to start chanting and... Let's go! Hey! Ho! Let's go! Hey! Yeah, so, yeah, I'm all over it.
See?
I know. Dude, I'm there with you. No, I'm way Ramones over the Kiss any day. And, yeah. So... Now, okay, so now we're into this comparing bands and stuff. Okay, so we had the Ramones. Okay, so now you brought up the Go-Go's. Okay.
Okay.
Right? Go-Go's or Bengals?
Go-Go's.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Bengals. They're fun. And, they're that, they had that 60s psychedelia sound, and that was cool. And I mean, that's where they came out of, you know.
Yeah,
That
I mean, they're not bad.
no,
But,
not at all. And the lead singer, she was pretty hot. So
Yeah.
what was her name? Susanna something or something? I don't know.
Let's look her up.
Well, okay. But you know what? Belinda Carlisle, even in the beginning years, kind of hot. And so was
she was a cutie.
Jane Weedland, right? The guitarist.
Oh, yeah.
The only one I kind of questioned was the drummer. She was cute in a way, but she was kind of scary in a way. I don't know. She looked like she'd punch you in the face. But, I mean, she's a drummer, so drummers are angry and crazy kind of people. So I'm a drummer, so there you go. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that was just, yeah. I mean, you could seriously listen to that song over and over again. Right?
That's right. And
yeah.
You should.
And, well, yeah. Well, for a certain amount of time, but then you start, you know. Yeah.
But anyway.
Okay, so I'm in full agreement that Go-Go's over Bangles, and you know, not just because I think they were more successful. I just think they were a better put together group. And well, here we go. Here's a classic that will stand the test of time always. It's the Clash. Yeah, that's right. The Clash. I Fought the Law. The Law won. Yep, that's right. Joe Strummer, the man, the myth. And, well, he's dead now, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so Mick Jones, Paul Simonson, all the guys. I mean,
what a great band.
Dude, and seriously, you know, even though, I mean, they weren't around a long time. I mean, they split up, and Mick Jones went and did his thing with Big Audio Dynamite, and Joe Strummer just kind of faded out of the scene. I mean, and you know,
he got involved with the Pokes.
Well, yeah, no, he got involved in a lot of side projects. He was very instrumental in a lot of different bands and stuff like that. But and producing some of those bands and whatnot. But I always found it interesting, you know, that like. Even after he passed away, you know, I mean, they were not around for a very long time. They like cranked out a bunch of albums and then it was done. And which kind of sucked because, you know, there was several attempts for them to get back together, and but I mean, the musicianship of it all. I mean, you got to think, this was supposed to be, I mean, and yes, they are a punk band, but I think they're more of a rock band in a way, wouldn't you say? I wouldn't really, I mean, well, okay, alternative.
I would say that they were they're born out of that early punk movement in England.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, but definitely.
Ultimately, I mean, so they are punk, they're highly political.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that
God,
aspect of it. I would say they're punk rock. I mean, at the time, I mean, like punk rock is an attitude, not really a style.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Because of the way their music played out, though. I mean, because, you know, they really stretched their limits. They went into more of almost a hip hop dub style, like in Sandinista and stuff.
Yeah,
and you know, they had
they
such
were
range.
Exploring the studio and instrumentation.
Right.
I think that they were. I think they burned hot and fast. They came and went way too soon.
Oh yeah, no, fully agree. Fully agree.
Know. But I think there was a lot of internal conflict in. With each other and this and that, and some drug use and alcoholism and
I mean
this and that, which tears apart most bands. I mean, eventually.
which sucks, but yeah. And then I always thought it was interesting that Joe Strummer considered himself more of a hippie than a punker. Because he just wanted, and really, if you listen to the words of his music, his message was, you know what, we need to, your rules, man. The rules we need to stick by is let's take care of each other. And I mean, really, he was professing peace, love, and harmony, but I think, with a punk rock attitude.
I think that there was all this nihilism in that early punk rock that he...
Oh, Mr. Big Words again.
Well, yeah, and the members of Crass as well.
Nihilism going on.
All kind of, as I just talk over you.
Or I talk over you.
And, or we talk over each other.
Like now.
But anyway, I think that, like, there needed to be this, like, you can't all be like doom and gloom and everyone sucks and we're all going to die and let's just spit on each other.
Right. No, absolutely.
I mean, there's got to be a reason. And I think that there were certain key bands early on that took this hippie peace and love ethos and brought it to punk rock and said, we can achieve this if we just try.
Well, and yeah, now you look at bands like, okay, Sex Pistols obviously made punk rock huge, and what it was. Punk rock was about screw everything and everybody. We're out here to mess up your lives. Really.
Right.
That's all. Seriously, the Sex Pistols.
Another big word.
Mr. Frenchy Man with your big fancy words here. I mean, and the Sex Pistols, they made 2 albums, really. And
they made 1 album.
Well, they made 1 album, but then there was the Great Rock and Roll Swindle.
Well, yeah.
Which really was just the soundtrack from their. Yeah.
I love the Sex Pistols.
Dude, no.
But
and I'm not knocking. I love I love Johnny Rotten. Sid Vicious was total typical figurehead of what punk rock was. He was wasted, he was strung out, and he didn't give a crap and would punch you in the face just because he wanted to punch you in the face. I mean, that's what literally the whole punk rock thing was about, was we don't give a crap. And you get in our way and we're going to put our boot right in your face. We don't care. We're coming through and we're going to do what we want. And it was anarchy. I mean, pure, simple, and straight to the point. That's what it was all about. The Sex Pistols nailed it. They did it in 1 album, and they did it in a way where, again, they were the Great Rock and Roll Swindle. I mean, that's what that whole movie was about. We're here to make money, rip you off, and walk away smiling and telling you to piss off.
Right.
And they did it. I mean, seriously. I mean, and during concerts or shows, because I mean, they didn't really have major concerts because they couldn't get booked anywhere. But where they did get booked, Johnny Rotten would sit there in the middle of a song and turn around and go, "You ever feel like you're getting ripped off?" Because Sid Vicious would be passing out half the time during the shows, and they were just there making their money. They didn't care. They were playing and having a great time, and then, the whole thing blew apart, and they went their separate ways. But that's what it was about, and they nailed it. And then out of that came bands like The Clash. It came, the Ramones. I mean, but the Ramones were more rock and roll.
Ramones, we're way earlier though. A lot of those people saw the Ramones and said, "I can do that." Right.
But Sex Pistols and Ramones came out about the same time.
It's rock and roll.
Yeah. And then, we had the whole new wave thing come from that, which was just basically pop punkish kind of thing. So,
some great stuff out of new wave though.
Oh yeah, dude. Blondie.
Talking Heads, Blondie.
Oh. And I mean, everybody really kind of writes off Blondie as, oh yeah, they're just a pop. If you listen to those albums, musicianship of those guys in the band are just phenomenal. some of the I've gone back and I've listened, you know, because like I'll be sitting there and, you know, like I hear the song on the radio or something, then I'm like, hey, wait a minute, and I'll hear like some bass line, or I'll hear especially drum beats or drum fills and stuff that I'm like, wow, I never noticed that before. And you listen and you're just like, holy crap, these guys were really putting a lot into this damn song. No wonder it's so good. You know?
Well, that's like, I mean, when you go back and like listen to the Dead Kennedys and stuff, and you realize that drummer is playing like the world's fastest jazz you've ever heard.
Oh yeah, no, he's
like I've got a couple of the 45s, and if you play them on 33, and you can know, and you can hear like the Holiday in Cambodia. Some of the fills in it are just so sick, but at normal speed they just fly by.
Right. Yeah. Oh no! It's...
And by the way, Holiday in Cambodia, the 45 on 33 is a 5-minute song, and it is fantastic at that speed.
We'll have to figure out a way to get it on here and slow it down so we can play it for everybody and let them experience. Because I remember you doing that. We were a little inebriated one night, and I think we were up at your house.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're like, dude, you got to hear this. And I was like, no, don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
No,
that's kind of cool. That's really awesome. And then we started doing it with all sorts of other albums and didn't play out as well as some did. So
no, that one and
what was you? Oh, Moon Over Marin.
Oh, dude, that song is.
That's like your favorite Dead Kennedy song, isn't it?
But not on
No, not Slow Down.
That song. And there's on Virus 100, a compilation album for Virus Records 100th record.
Little plug there, Virus. So you know, turnabout's fair play.
What is it? Les Thugs, I believe, is who does the cover of Moon Over Marin, and it's right up there with the original for me.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a different style. It's, but it has all the Moon Over Marin. What a great song!
Yeah. No.
Anytime driving to the Bay Area, as you're passing through San Jose, you got to throw in Moon Over Marin as a welcome to the Bay Area.
As you're heading up to towards the Bay.
Yep.
Coming out of the South Bay, going to the North Bay on the east side, and we're rocking up to Snot Hole Marin.
That's right.
Yeah. And then the other great thing, and I know a lot of people kind of argue this, but Blondie, little do we realize, was actually one of the first popular rap songs.
Oh, Rapture is the first nationwide radio rap song.
Right. And I mean, everybody was like, oh man, this is so great. And then rap just really started, coming out. And now we're not talking about hip hop because there are so many different genres of rap and stuff, but just the straight street rap just blew up out of that. And it really did. And I mean, I hate to say that because some white band made, I don't think I'm being racist in any way or anything, but it attracted that music genre into the mainstream.
She was a part of the New York art scene,
right,
and music scene, and she hears this music and it's just like, what the hey, man, this is great, and
yeah,
people need to hear this.
And who was the guy that was in the video with her?
I have no idea.
DJ, he was in there, and he actually helped her write the song.
Yeah, she gives some great shout outs in that song.
Oh yeah, Fab Five Freddy, that's who it was. Fab Five Freddy, who was an actual DJ, and
yeah,
and he's done some amazing stuff. And I mean, compared to what you hear nowadays, which I'm sorry, the overmodulation of the voices and all that is just.
Oh, the auto tuning and everything.
Yeah, dude.
that.
It sounds like they're kind of underwater, and I don't know. But
sounds like when we're talking on the phone to each other, and you're when you're in your car and you start to like
you lose signal or whatever
right now.
Are you in a tunnel? But yeah, dude, some of the obviously Grandmaster Flash, Sugar Hill Gang, dude, you gotta love some of that early just hardcore street rap stuff. And then of course out of all that we had the Clash instrumented a lot of the rap into it. What's Radio Clash had a very hip hop mix into it.
Oh yeah. Well, and there's a couple of dubs on Black Market Clash.
Yeah.
That are very they got into the dub thing out of
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
so very reggae influenced, very dub influenced.
Right. Well, I think Sandinista was recorded down in Jamaica, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was at one of the studios. I think one of the studios that Bob Marley made very popular or whatever. But
yeah, and that's why they did it. They wanted this
that sound.
Yeah, authentic. Right.
Which we're all over the place, and this has nothing to do what's in our neighborhoods, except the music I play out of my house, in my car, in my neighborhood, is a lot of what we're talking about. So there's the hook. All right, YouTube podcast people going, what's this all about? I don't understand because it says things in my neighborhood and shut-ins. Well, you shut in and you start rocking out to all this great music that we're talking about. That's what it's about. So,
that's why God invented the internet, man.
Dude, tell me about it because, I don't think really God invented the internet. I think it was pretty much a satanic deal, but it works. And
whatever gets you through the night, man.
If you use it for good, then there we go. So yeah, and the whole alternative. Yeah, you mentioned the Talking Heads, which some of their stuff gets a little okay. I'm not sure exactly where some of this, but so many great songs for three people that were just artists at an art school,
right?
That started that whole thing. It's so weird, the collaborations that happen. And like I said, it started that whole new wave genre where kind of anything could go, and then it became more of a pop thing for a while because it became so popular to be new wave. And
it's like every musical thing. It's just like there's money to be made there, so let's groom your band to this sound. And then other people are like starting bands and want to,
right,
the Seagulls and
which hey, great bands. Then the Thompson Twins. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, they such a girl band. Dude, they really put out some great music, and whatever. It's pop, but it's still fun and it's great to listen to. I personally am a fan of Howard Jones. A lot of people are like, oh, he's so soft and it's just so stupid. And I'm like, no, really, if you listen to it, it's pretty musically awesome.
I've and catchy. To the point where I really like good pop music.
Yeah.
I think what really got me really back into pop music was Katy Perry's "I Kissed a Girl." You laugh.
Or was it porn?
That was a Katy Perry's "I Kissed a Girl," not the porn "I Kissed a Girl."
Uh-huh.
But that's such a great pop song. And it's like, wow. And I really got back into being able to enjoy pop for what it is.
Yeah.
It's fluff. It's fluff and you can dance to it.
Right. It's just
want?
fun, I want to say silly music because there's not a lot of point to the pop songs, you know.
No.
It's and you know, then we're going into like pop punk stuff, you know. My old friend John Feldman, he was like an orchestrator of the pop punk sound with Goldfinger. I mean, they took kind of a ska punk sound, and then he even just made it his own thing, really, because he kind of broke the genre of the ska punk and started doing a punk. You know, I mean, he just made his own kind of sound. Goldfinger just kind of became their own thing, but because they were part of that whole beginning.
I saw Goldfinger with the Sex Pistols.
Mm.
They opened for him at Shoreline.
Yep.
Which, I mean, there's your full circle.
Right. So there, boom. There we go. And we haven't even touched all the stuff in the middle, you know? I mean, and you know, you got to bring up the fact that the whole time kind of rock and roll died out, that 70s rock and roll sound, you know, Aerosmith, Boston, all great.
There's another shitty band for you.
What?
Excuse my language. I hate Aerosmith.
Oh, Aerosmith. Yeah, I mean, I like some of their songs, but they're not that. Yeah, they weren't that great of a band, and I've seen them live twice because I had free tickets.
What's the name? There's some song like when it starts out, and you're like, right on, turn this up, and then you realize it's Aerosmith. You think it's gonna be a Zeppelin song? You know what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't like them. Toys in the Attic, though, that's a great song.
Yeah.
By them. That's their one.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, you know, bands like Boston, seriously, what a phenomenal group of musicians. Seriously. I mean, Tom Schultz, the guitarist, who created all those sounds by using synthesizers. Yeah. And everyone was like, there's no way this is going to make it. And they blew up. You know, I mean, seriously, back in the 70s, they were written off. Huh?
Oh, Boston was great.
Yeah. And
I was just singing a little Boston.
Oh, yeah. And then and Chicago. Okay. I'm sorry, but I love Chicago. Not so much the later Chicago, but early Chicago. Really, really love it. Transit Authority, still one of my most favorite albums ever. But anyway, so yeah, the 70s, you know, Ted Nugent, all that kind of heavy rock or whatever you want to call it, that all died out. New wave really took it over. Disco, which was fun in a way, but then it became so similar and repetitive. It was like, yeah, well, no wonder it died out so quick. And then
there's some really good Bee Gees stuff, though. I'm all about the bass line, so I need a bass line that makes your butt wiggle.
Right. Shake your old rump.
And they there's some good Bee Gees stuff out there.
Right. No, I mean, and I'm not, you know, every band had their little quick, you know, that was the funny thing about disco. There was so many just one hit wonders that, you know, and it was like, oh yeah, what's that song? Who's it by? And they're like, I don't know. But then they sing a song like, oh yeah, I know the song, but have no idea who the band is.
Did it.
Right.
Couldn't say anything else they ever released, and
yeah, because it's a bunch of studio musicians that just got together and made an album, you know, and made a lot of money and snorted a lot of cocaine. So, which brings us into the 80s.
We were talking about Chris, and before we go on,
or Kiss, or Chris?
What was Kiss's disco song?
Oh, I was made for loving you.
That's hilarious.
I was made for loving you, baby.
Because the joke was like, I could write it. Disco's crap. I could write a disco song, and they did, and it was a hit.
I know. I was going to say it was a huge hit.
Anybody could write a disco song, even Kiss.
Yeah. Yep. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley ripped them out, and there you go. And they're still trying to make money off the whole Kiss thing. So there you go.
And they are making money off the whole Kiss thing.
Dude, the Kiss Army is such a big. like I said, I don't mind the band. I think they're all right, but I don't get the whole Kiss army, but whatever. So going back full circle, and I don't want to go full circle back to Kiss.
Oh, okay. Well, let's not do that. So then the 80s came, and what happened?
And we were snorting coke and listening to new wave, and then it became out of the new wave. What came after like new wave in the 80s? Then we went to alternative.
I stopped listening to the radio in
we went into alternative
85 or something like that.
Right.
And if it wasn't punk rock, I didn't want to hear about it. Or jazz. I mean, I still always love jazz.
Yeah. Oh yes.
But
love jazz.
But yeah, and then we're getting into a college rock.
Right, college rock alternative, and
the Pixies and
and then also the hair metal bands. You can't forget the hair metal bands. They got huge. Mid 80s, late 80s.
Guns N'
Roses, Poison, Cinderella.
Oh my Lord!
Yeah.
Just reminds
Tesla.
me when I was in high school working at McDonald's, and you'd be down in that break room, and someone would be like, "Oh, hey, have you heard this new record by so and so?" And like throwing a tape in the little tape player, and you listen to it, and you're like, "It sounds like 100 other bands."
Right, and that's
like,
I was about to say. Then that whole hair metal band thing just became so it was like disco in a way.
Right.
And what I found funny was rap totally endured the entire time. In fact, heavy metal people were totally into rap.
Oh, Anthrax?
Oh, yeah. And see, like bands like that totally came back into it. Beastie Boys were blowing up at that time. Public Enemy.
I was about to say Public Enemy is like
LL Cool J.
Is one of my favorite. Like I like my music political.
Yeah.
And come on, Public Enemy is nothing but political.
Yeah, they punch you in the face political.
Yeah, great.
No.
Great beats.
Yeah, well, and Flavor Flav, which I found out was like he's very musically talented, and he wrote a lot of the music and stuff. Chuck D was just kind of the wordsmith to it all, but Flavor Flav like mixed a lot of that stuff and was very instrumental in the production of their music. And I was like, man, I thought he was just a figurehead, but he was amazingly talented, man. And I hate to sound shocked, but it's the image that he portrayed. You're like, oh, this is just some party dude. No. He was really the brains behind most of it.
Well, I was going to say they allowed themselves to be packaged by
Def Jam,
MTV and Def Jam, as
Rick Rubin.
Like, I think to tone down the political side of it,
right? Yeah.
But then when you're listening, like I've only got one Public Enemy album, and it is a greatest hits.
Yeah. Well,
but
I know a lot of people poo-poo the greatest hits, but you know what? Dude, it works in a pinch when you're in the mood and you're just like, I just want to hear the main songs. If I want to get into it in one day, then I'll put that album on. I've got it. I'll listen to it at one point, whatever. But there's nothing wrong with the greatest hits because there's so many bands that they put so much out, it's hard to sit there and listen. It's not saying that their albums sucked and it's only got one good song on it, but there's some songs you're just like, yeah, it's all right. And then you just end up fast forwarding through it or skipping over it. Well, there's the greatest hits right there. There you go.
Well, and I'm trying to find it, the name of it. I don't want to unplug my phone.
Oh, yeah. No, you don't want to do that because then we'll lose Matt forever. And then it's
and my CDs are put away. I'd have to get my iPod and flip through that. I ain't got time for that, man.
Yeah, who's got time for all that?
But I can go like this really quick and go, oh.
But being a shut-in, Matt?
Oh, Power to the People and the Beats. Public Enemy's greatest hits. And I'm telling you, that's probably one of the best greatest hits album of all time.
Besides The Police?
No, you should get the box set and listen to it from beginning to end. That's your greatest hits.
Yeah.
Everything's a winner.
I do. I own it, and it's on my iPod
know.
right here
I've
on
got
this
I've
little
got a
magic
tape.
box that I'm showing to the YouTube people. Greatest invention ever was the iPod.
I have a tape that has a bunch of stuff off that box set.
I think I made it for you, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, and I still listen to it to this day. It's in my vehicle right now.
Nice.
And it's in rotation. Well, because let's see, there's that. I've got Bad Religion Suffer, Metallica, Master of Puppets.
Oh God, great one.
A tape that has Misfits, Walk Among Us on one side, and on the other side, it's oh Lord, what DI, some Black Flag. That's a great little mixtape right there.
Nice.
But yeah, I got a handful of tapes in my truck, and every once in a while, you're just like, I'm tired of the radio, tired of whatever CDs I have in this thing.
Yep. That's why I got my iPod.
Tape, man.
I got it plugged in. I just dial it up, start going. And so and see, now you could just shut yourself in and listen to all that music over and over. And we hardly even scratched the surface, really. Because we didn't even get into jazz. And speaking of jazz, Tribe Called Quest.
Awesome. Oh, well, funny you should mention Tribe Called Quest, because trying so hard the other day to remember the name of that band, and my wife and I were talking, and I was like, it's like this late 80s, early 90s kind of jazzy hip hop, like,
dude, they had such a great sound.
It's what got me into this more of a musical hip hop rather than the political or the party, like the Beastie Boys,
right?
Or or gangster rap. It was more, Tribe Called Quest, man. Those guys are so good.
Dude, Q-Tip, I just thought he was lyrically, I mean, just the way he could just blend stuff and flow it. Genius. And he was so smooth, dude. I mean, again, my old personal opinion, they were just one of my favorites. And I actually kind of like De La Soul. They were just kind of fun, De
La Soul's a great, just slap that CD on at a party and
oh yeah, dude. And
or your car, either way, turn your car into a party. I mean,
and then
that's a great album.
It depends on the size of your car.
That one. Yeah.
But so and that's what happens in my neighborhood. So yeah. And that's called bringing it full circle.
There you go.
And speaking of neighborhoods, we're about the end of our neighborhood, because Lyle's giving me the what are you doing? You guys need to pick it up. And so Lyle, what did you pick for exit music? Huh? Did you think about that? No, you're just sitting there looking at the time while you're checking out weird stuff on Google. Yeah. So let's see. I'm taking the board over again. Thanks. Tribe Called Quest pops right up. I'm bringing it up. We're going to pick a song to exit on. Let's see. I don't know. But so Matt, and yes, by the way, Brian, we miss you dearly, bud. I know you're like crazy ass busy right now. And I hope you're going to be able to find time to, kick back in with us and just be part of the crew again. I know, like I said, I know you're busy, dude. So we miss you very much. And I know a lot of people out here missing hearing you and all the amazing ideas that you have and thoughts, because, I know I'm typically a moron. So, and so Brian makes me feel like at least I hang out with smart, cool people like you and Matt. And so, anyway.
Yeah, I miss Brian.
I do. And so on that note, we're going to talk about just taking a little trip. losing our wallet in El Segundo. Yeah. Love this song.
Oh, so good.
Ooh, way to go.
So we made it up to the 90s, huh?
Yes, so we're up to the 90s.
Pick it up from there.
Yep, and we'll have to get Brian in because Brian's got all these odd musical. I know he'd be going nuts right now. I'm sure he is. But anyway, so speaking of Brian, Matt, your little what is it, Maddie's Photos on Instagram?
Yeah.
All right, so if you're looking for some cool photography, some prints that you need, Matt's got all sorts. Check him out, Maddie's Photo on Instagram.
I got to figure out how I can start selling on Instagram.
Well, you need to post more pictures.
I'm done with Etsy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Etsy's just, yeah, I know. It's like me on Fiverr, and it is what it is. Brian is selling buses and what are they called? Land Rovers and Land Cruisers. He's got all these. If you guys are looking for any of that kind of stuff, it is USA Combi, or USA _Combi, KOMBI _USA on Facebook. So you can check that out. And I think it's also on Instagram the same way. And if you need any voiceover work, for your internet ads, whatever you got, kjvoiceworks.com or kjvoiceworks@gmail.com. And works is WORX. So kjvoiceworks@gmail.com. That's how you can contact us also, either through our Facebook page or Instagram page, and or through YouTube. You can tune in and check us out here on the YouTube and reply to the show through there. And we'd love to hear from you all. Or like I said, on the email, let us know what you think. Let us know how you feel, or if you are feeling, or if you're numb, or, passed out. And, kind of like Lyle. Other than that, we want to thank YouTube. We want to thank Anchor.fm. We want to thank any platform that's hosting us along. And we want to thank you for listening in, and let us know how we can help, and take care of each other. All right, people, because, you lose your wallet, somebody's hopefully going to return it to you. And hopefully you didn't lose it in El Segundo, because I've been to El Segundo. I live near it, and it's not always the most desirable thing to go looking for your wallet and then trash can. So, Matt, until next time, I want to thank you, and hopefully we'll be doing it again here in just another day or so. In the meantime, I'm going to check out and get my house ready to sell. So there you go. All right, guys. Peace out. Take care of each other. We're all we've got. So be good to each other. All right. Be nice. Play nice. Be cool. All right.
That's right, man.
All right. Peace out, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Adios.